All right, thanks, guys. We improved to 8-1 in our last 9 NBA tier package plays on patreon.com/Brock Page yesterday. We're also 11-3 in our last 14 college basketball tier package plays as well. And the good news is we have another college basketball tier package play going off tonight. Now, because number 1 and number 2 got upset yesterday in college basketball, not such a great day overall on Patreon, but we are red hot in a couple different other packages, so we're looking to get back on track today and, of course, pick up another win in the college basketball tier. We're over 1,100 members strong on that Patreon website. We do daily premium sports picks beginning at just $1.99 through the end of the month. Link for that site is in the description section below. Once again, that is patreon.com/Brock Page. Now, we got ourselves a nice little slate of NBA action here today for Sunday. So let's go ahead and get into it. Hopefully you guys are having a great weekend. And we're going to begin with the Celtics taking on the Lakers, 3:30 Eastern tip-off in Los Angeles. The Lakers are the 7-point favorite at home, total at 225.5. We did see a half a point fade of the Lakers and movement upward on the total. The Lakers opened 7.5 down to -7. Total opened 225 up to 225 and a hook. Anthony Davis, questionable for tonight's action with a calf. We're also looking at a Laker team who ranks in the bottom 3 in offensive free throw percentage, really struggling from the stripe this year. They've also covered just 36% of their games that tipped off at the current point spread. One more thing to add about the Lakers, they're just 48% against the spread when laying the points this year. Boston, on the other side, winners of 9 out of their last 10 themselves. I think they're quietly just kind of, I don't want to say sneaking by, but they're kind of quietly just being dominant right now. You don't hear a whole lot of talk about Boston, but they're playing some really good basketball right now. Once again, winners of 9 out of their last 10. They also went 70% against the spread in those 10 games. Now, the Celtics are in the top 10 in scoring on average per game, top 10 in offensive rebounding. They're currently in third place in the Eastern Conference at 39-16 overall for the year. And they're just 1.5 games back of Toronto for the second seed. Now, the Celtics rank in the top 3 in points allowed, very good defensively. They also rank in the top 10 in defensive rebounding. Now, granted, Kemba Walker, he's out with a knee today, so you will not see Walker. You're probably going to see a big reaction from the public on that. So just keep that in mind. Might see some line movement with regard to that injury. A lot of bettors, all they do is focus on the injuries. They have no real concept of the markets adjusting the number for that. So keep that in mind. Kemba Walker out with a knee. Look for some public overreaction there. Now, Jason Tatum, he's still averaging 23 points a game, 7 rebounds for the Celtics. Jaylen Brown, 20 points a game, 6 rebounds for him. And Gordon Hayward, 18 points a game, 7 rebounds, 4 assists for this Celtics team. Boston ranks in the top 5 in defensive field goal percentage, top 5 in defending the 3-ball. They're allowing just 105 points per contest when they travel. They're also 17-10 against the spread on the road this year. Now, total-wise, Boston's 16-11 to the under when they travel. Meanwhile, 3 out of the Lakers' last 5 stayed under the total themselves. I'm going to lean toward the road dog in this one, keeping it close. Give me Boston +7 and the under 225.5 in that game. Next matchup, Timberwolves taking on the Nuggets, 6 o'clock Denver. The Nuggets are -12.5, total 227. We did see a half a point move toward Denver and movement upward on the total. The Nuggets open as the 12-point favorite, up to -12.5. Total open 226, up to 227. Right now, Minnesota's +820 on the money line. Russell, Towns, and Layman are out for the T-Wolves. Knoll is listed as questionable as well. Now, Minnesota, very impressive 1-16 record in their last 17. Just ice cold right now. Once again, losers of 16 out of their last 17 straight. Minnesota also just 1-9 against the spread in their last 10. They rank in the bottom 5 in offensive field goal percentage, bottom 5 in points allowed. Minnesota is currently second to last in the West. at just 16-38 overall for the year. The T-Wolves rank in the bottom 3 in defensive rebounding, bottom 3 in points allowed on the road. They're giving up 117 points per contest in that category. Now Denver on the other side, very good at home this year, 21-7 straight up on their home court, 6-3 against the spread in their last 9 contests at any location. They're currently in second place in the Western Conference at 38-18 overall for the year, just 5 games back of the Lakers for Western Conference dominance. Now, Denver ranks in the top 10 in offensive field goal percentage, shooting the ball very well. They're also in the top 5 in points allowed, strong defensively as well. Nikola Jokic, 21 points a game, double-digit rebounds, 7 assists. Jamal Murray, 19 points a game, 5 assists for him. And Will Barton, 15 points a game, 7 rebounds, 4 assists for the Nuggets. Denver ranks in the top 10 in defensive rebounding, top 5 in points allowed at home. They're allowing just 104 points per contest at the Pepsi Center. Now, 6 out of Denver's last 8 games did get over the number. Minnesota 4-1 to the over in their last 5. I'm going to lean Denver minus 12.5 in the over 227 in that contest. Next game, Pacers, Raptors, 6 o'clock, Toronto. The Raptors are the 5-point favorite at home, total at 219.5. We did see significant money on the Raptors and movement upward on the total. Toronto opened 4.5 up to -5. Total open 219 up to 219 and a hook. Right now, Indiana's plus $1.90 on the money line. Now, Gasol and Powell still out for Toronto. Those guys have been out indefinitely for a while. Nothing really changing there. Patty McCall, he's been downgraded to doubtful for the Raptors as well, so keep an eye on that. But meanwhile, on the other side for the Pacers, Victor Oladipo, he's been downgraded to doubtful, so it looks like he's probably not going to end up playing here today. The Pacers also dropped 7 out of their last 10. They rank in the bottom 10 in scoring, bottom 10 in offensive rebounding. They suffered losses to the likes of Brooklyn, the Knicks, and Portland within their last 10 games. The Pacers rank in the bottom 10 in defending the 3-ball on the road, bottom 5 in road offensive rebounding. Now, Toronto on the other side, winners of 9 out of their last 10. They've also gone 16-1 straight up in their last 17. The Raptors rank in the top 3 in shooting the 3-ball, top 5 in points allowed. They're giving up just 106 points per game. Now, we're also looking at a Toronto team who's very good at the Scotiabank Arena. They're 22-7 straight up at home. Pascal Siakam, 24 points a game, 8 rebounds. Kyle Lowry, 20 points a game, 5 rebounds, 8 assists. And Freddie Van Fleet, lighting up the box score, 18 points a game, 4 rebounds, 7 assists, and 2 steals. Toronto top 3 in defensive field goal percentage, top 10 in home scoring. They're averaging 117 points per contest at the Scotiabank Arena. They're also currently in second place in the Eastern Conference, 41-15 overall for this season. Now, total-wise, Toronto's 70% to the over in their last 10. They're also 17-12 to the over on their home court. Pacers on the other side, 70% to the over in their last 10 themselves. I'm going to lean Toronto -5 in the over 219.5 in that game. And before we go ahead and move on, just want to take another quick timeout and welcome you to the show. Got some lines and personal leans out for Sunday's NBA action. Happy Sunday to you. Hopefully you are having a great weekend. Now, before we go ahead and move on, just got to quickly remind you to check me out once again on my website at patreon.com/BrockPage, where once again we do daily premium sports picks on that website, beginning at just $1.99 through the end of the month. Now, we have a bunch of different memberships, tiers, and packages that you can subscribe to. We improved to 8-1 in our last 9 NBA tier package picks yesterday. We're also 11-3 in our last 14 college basketball tier package picks as well. And the good news is we have another college basketball tier package play going off today, so we are looking to improve in that category there. Now, like I said earlier, because number 1 and number 2 in college basketball lost yesterday, kind of blew up our ticket a little bit, struggled a little bit on the Patreon website overall. But once again, can't forget about improving once again to 8-1 in our last 9 NBA tier package picks. Guys, we have over 1,100 members on Patreon. You are certainly not alone if your curiosity is sparked. We got a lot of great handicappers over there, so feel free to check me out. Hit that link in the description section below. Once again, that is patreon.com/BrockPage. All right, let's go ahead and dive into some more free lines and personal leans right here on YouTube. All starts Eastern Standard Time. And on deck, we've got the Spurs taking on the OKC Thunder, 7 o'clock Eastern tip-off in Oklahoma City. The Thunder are -5 at home, total at 222. We did see a half a point fade of OKC and movement downward on the total. OKC opened 5.5 down to -5. Total opened 223 down to 222. The Spurs are plus $1.90 for an outright win. Now the Spurs are 2-0 straight up in their last couple of games, 60% against the spread in their last 10. They successfully covered the point spread against the Clippers, the Utah Jazz twice, and this very OKC team during that stretch. Now the Spurs, believe it or not, I know they've struggled in certain spots this year, but they rank in the top 10 in scoring on average per game. They're also in the top 10 in offensive field goal percentage. DeMar DeRozan, 23 points a game, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. LaMarcus Aldridge, 19 points a game, 8 rebounds, and 2 blocks. Of course, Patty Mills, he's averaging a dozen a game as well. San Antonio, top 10 in shooting the 3-ball, top 10 in road scoring. Now, OKC on the other side, they've dropped 2 out of their last 4 games. They've also gone just 3-3 against the number in their last 6. The Thunder rank in the bottom 10 in offensive rebounding. They're also just 46% against the spread in their games that tipped off at the current number. Now, 3 out of OKC's last 4 games did get over the number. Spurs 70% to the over in their last 10, 19-10 to the over when they travel. I'm going to lean toward the road dog in this one. Give me the Spurs plus 5 and the over 222 in that game.